Hi, my name is Rajat and we are back with our running series on Mint. And today I have with us a very special guest, Meenal Kotak. And Meenal, she started running in 2013. She'll tell her story anyways, but now is running ultra marathons, representing the country, has had her share of injuries and has come back in a very, very good way. And again, she only started in 2013, but the point is the hard work she's put into it. Okay, so that's the whole thing that we're talking about today. Running injuries, how we are getting back at it. So don't get, as much as she's a runner, ultra runner, take it easy. She started off only recently and she's done very, very well. All right. So Meenal, how are you?
I'm good, good talk.
Good.
Yeah.
So just tell us here, when did you start then and how did you start?
Well, I was a gym freak until 2013, enjoying my 5 to 8 kilometers on treadmill and weight training, and I didn't have any intentions to change my status quo. So, overbearing friend of mine registered me for ADH in 2013, and unwillingly I went there and ran ADHM, and it was a sub 2, without Garmin, without any gadgets. So, and since then the run ended and a new journey started. And running has been a sublime journey for me.
What about the injuries on the way?
Oh well, you know it better, dog. So, so it's been series of injuries.
Mm-hmm.
So, like many young bees and new runners these days, I've been like I went through a journey which was too much, too soon, too fast. So every weekend I was doing actually some event or the other, clocking sub 2s in most of the runs. And of course I wanted to do better and more, and I shifted my gears from half to a full within 3 months of my
having done
half, and within 4 months of that I just shifted gears to an ultra.
Excellent.
And that was it. And after that, for almost 6 months I was at back to fitness.
Right.
And it took me almost 6 months to come back to form, to recover, to strengthen, and now I feel one should pace, one should go slow, one should be patient, one should be consistent.
Let's just go back.
Yeah.
So when you got those injuries and
Yeah.
when you had met me first time, second time, you had met a few other doctors. What were the things that were being said that time? How bad were the knees? What was needed?
I needed, according to many of the surgeons and orthopedic, I needed an injection. I had to stop running, as per them, and permanently.
Right.
And I had to go off running completely.
Yeah.
Completely, and take a month's rest or take a few months rest. So, and a lot of painkillers as well.
Right.
So I tried and tested those methods for a month,
Right.
and suppose that somebody came up and told me that, why don't you try this doc, this physio. I said, I've been to many of them, so I said, just try him. So, and that's when I came to your place.
Right. So not so much about me, but what was the difference? As in, what were you doing differently at that place versus whatever else? What worked?
Strengthening worked.
Yeah.
Strengthening worked. Yeah. Rest worked.
Yeah.
I took it very slowly and gradually post that.
Yeah.
And post that it was like, I knew, so right now it's not that I don't get injured, I mean I get those niggles, I get those pains, but now I'm better at managing my injuries. Right. I know where to stop, what to do, how to recover, how to rest.
Yeah.
It's like icing post a long run, yes, it has to be done, it has to be done. No compromises on that.
Right.
Yeah, so.
See, I mean, being a sports medicine doctor, with any sports, whether it's running or whether it's any other sports, injuries are inevitable. They're going to happen.
Yep.
The point is, how do you manage them and can you reduce them, right? I mean, that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
So again, just going for...
So I also want to know, want to tell that performance is directly related to injuries as well.
Of course.
So, I wouldn't say directly proportional, but I wouldn't say inversely proportional as well.
Yeah.
So they have to come, they are part and parcel. But that's what you said, that managing them is very, very essential.
And you can minimize them.
Yep.
And I think common sense takes care of 90% of injuries.
Yep. You should know where to stop.
Yeah. And just tell us more then. So you did your ultras way back then, 14, and then what after that?
After that I started with the 12 hours run. That was in 2015.
What does that mean, 12 hour run?
So I was running on a 400 meters track in a stadium for 12 hours.
Okay.
And post that was 24 hours.
Okay.
On a trail. Post that again 24 hours on a track. And then there have been a series of 24 hours, and now I've even shifted my gears from 24 hours to recently in August, Bangalore, I did a 48 hours stadium run again.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And you've been to psychologist and all that. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, I run. So, no, totally cool. Do you think, I mean, that's a question again that comes to me again and again. Do you think it's important to go to the longer distances, or is it okay to just keep with shorter distances?
I just leave it to that to a person. So it's a personal choice. But being an ultra running fanatic, I just love ultras.
No, fair.
Fair. So it just tests your limits, helps you challenge your adversaries, which happens inside you.
Yeah.
You set up new challenges you want to unleash and shackle. It's a different experience. You rediscover yourself. You get so much time on road that it actually helps you solve so many problems on the go, on the run.
Excellent.
So everything is good. Halves are good, fulls are good, but ultimate is ultra running.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll go even further back. So I tell people very often that if it's about health, run for 30-40 minutes.
Right.
After that, it's your passion and your madness.
Yep.
Even a half marathon doesn't have to be about health. It's actually not about health.
Right.
So I don't know why the confusion about why does health come into play again and again.
Right.
It's a good hobby. It's a good habit. But I think if it's health, stick with 30 minutes. After that,
it's a passion.
It's purely passion, right?
Yeah.
Now talk about injuries yet again.
Yeah.
So what all did you go through here? What happened to you?
I had a problem in my left knee, which was told to me as an ACL tear.
Okay.
But actually, I didn't have to go for any operation or any of that fancy stuff, and actually do a lot of strengthening, and really worked with me.
Right.
Then I had a bursitis, a hip injury. I actually registered for a run called Comrades, South Africa. Came and cried in front of you, if you remember. Didn't go for it because I was injured. And again, those every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday sessions had back to fitness. And I was good to go after a month or so post that. So I had actually these two major injuries.
Right. And again, after that, what have you been doing? After you've recovered totally from injuries, besides the run, what else makes you stay injury free or less injuries?
Strengthening. That the way you say it's a mother-in-law for running. So I'm using your words, sorry dog, but yeah, I know. Whenever I don't want to do it, I'm like, okay, this is the mother-in-law for running, right? Strengthening really helps. Rest and recovery.
Yeah.
Nutrition, I just give it a last role, but it's the strengthening, rest, recovery. I go for regular massages, rolling, and a common sense,
which is
very, very essential.
Very uncommon.
Yeah.
So most people who are beginners, they're getting into, say, they look at you, right? You've done what you've done in the 4-5 years,
right?
And now because they've heard your story now, and tomorrow the 24-hour run, and they want to enter it. What do you have to tell them, people like that?
So what I feel is it's really encouraging to see these newbies running and crossing those limits, but it's disheartening at the same time.
Yes.
So I feel it's the persistence, consistency.
Yeah.
Not looking for too soon, too fast scenario, too quick scenario. And how do I explain? So it's like running is a lifelong passion, right? If you have to, the way you were talking, if you follow it as a passion, and you have to nurture it like a mom.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And ultimately it will give you results. Might be slowly, but you'll be injury free. You'll not be stressed that you're injured and you're not running for almost 6 months.
Yeah.
Right? And injuries and no injuries, I think it has to be a commitment to the running passion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people, exactly, I mean, as much as some people don't like when I call it mother-in-law, but the point really is, if running is your love, you have to do other things that you don't really like.
Yeah, cross-training is as important, right?
Other boxes that need to be ticked because you love your running so much.
Right.
And injury is a big issue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What injuries do you commonly see in people that is happening?
A lot of knee injuries. I think the glutes, which is mostly avoided, especially in women. I see people having a lot of pain out on the bursitis part. Yes. Knees, bursitis, ankle injuries.
Yes.
So I think these are the 3 common injuries which I get to hear.
Actually, hip, knee and ankle, women are even more prone because of the wider hips.
Yep.
It changes, the alignment is a little bit so it puts them at more of an issue. What is, again, recovery is the piece that I was talking about today. So it was talking about appropriate rest and recovery are important to avoid injuries.
Right.
And we spoke about you, but some other runners that are in India running from 10,000 kilometers or Kanyakumari to Kashmir or whatever it be. Now they have a background, right? They've done it for a few months, years, and all that. Years, not months.
Yeah.
And then other people pick it up and then do it. What's your take on that again? I mean, Kilian Jornet runs up, Mount Everest
We
twice
can't
in a week.
compare it with Kilian Jornet.
No, but the point is,
yeah.
those immortals out there.
Yeah. So what I feel is, but the first ultra I did was 75 kilometers, and it took me almost first the injury and then the recovery. So it almost took me 2 to 3 months to recover fully and back to the track.
Right.
Now I do have 24 hours.
Right.
And a week.
Yes.
I'm good to go for at least a 10-kilometer run. In fact, I'm even exaggerating for a week. I think 4 days and I'm back. I don't have pain in the quads or hands or calves. I'm good to go. It took me 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years of pounding on the tarmac and on the road and really spending a lot of time on feet to get that quick recovery process for me. So I feel it depends on person to person.
Right.
So so the base mileage has to be taken care of.
Right.
The training is as essential. So whatever, yes, strengthening is as essential, but I would say structured running improves running.
Right.
You need to have a lot of miles to get into ultras,
Right.
into your kitty to start with the stupidity what we do. So
Totally.
yeah, and recovery I would say that it depends on person to person, and as well as it requires a lot of base mileage for that. Yeah.
Right. So we have a few questions coming in
Of
now.
course.
So I've had a knee sprain in left knee a month ago. I've had physiotherapy and taken rest, but still can't seem to run for more than 4 to 5 kilometers without pain. Should I take it slow, run short distances and gradually build up to long distances, or just give complete rest till the pain goes away? What's your take? I mean, since you've gone through the knee issues yourself.
I would say initially the rest is very important, but I feel somewhere, Doc, that as I've heard from you as well, 70% to 80% you're okay. You should start with the running part.
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise you'll be at zilch.
Yeah.
So that depends on person to person, and you're the best judge to. Yeah.
No, so again, I think first find, if you have knee pain, if it's only a niggle, wait for a few days.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the simple advice I would give anyone.
Yeah, right.
Even on phone or email or Facebook or something.
Right.
Don't rush.
Right.
So be sensible, listen to yourself.
Right.
You've been with your body for 100% of your time.
Right.
From the point you were born. Doctor sees you for 10 minutes and is very judgmental almost.
Right. Yeah.
So I think that's very important. The second part is, I'm not trying to sell myself or anything, but look for a doctor who is active himself.
Right.
Not necessarily a runner, but active at least.
Yeah.
Otherwise, so many wrong advice is given. So
the
please.
first advice that comes is stop running. Running is injurious to health. Yeah, why are you running?
You're going to Olympics.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Vipul, that's really it. So just hold on, just take it easy. Ice pack it, put some ice on it.
Yeah.
So if nothing else. And the wrong running track or different kind of terrains lead to injuries. What do you think about that?
I think one should run on different tracks and terrains to get body. So of course you'll not be running in a stadium for all your life, or for that matter, only on the trail. So one should change the terrains. But if it's he or she is a beginner, then I would say that it would be better to go on an easy, loose mud track.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
that's my understanding of it.
Yeah. And the other part of the question was, and what should we keep in mind while running on difficult tracks? So
ankles.
Yeah.
So I think for any of the trails,
Yeah.
the first thing that is really affected is the ankle, because you get to twist your ankles.
Ed Ayers.
I don't know, probably.
No, I don't know if you heard of a guy called Ed Ayers. Ed Ayers he came joined second in the first New York Marathon.
Okay.
So I'm a big fan of his. We're friends and all that stuff. But the point is, he says something amazing. He says, when you've been running for a while, you start thinking with your feet.
Yeah.
Now that's what you do, and again that comes with experience.
Yep. Yeah.
And I think that's a very cool line, because soon enough you're not thinking where your foot is going.
Yeah.
But if you haven't done those years,
then
it's not happening.
Yeah.
It's not happening with the first race,
right.
and you'll have a sore ankle very soon.
Right.
The other part he asked about the surface, concrete.
Yeah.
Concrete's worse than tarmac.
Yep.
And people don't get that.
Yeah.
The concrete's far worse.
Yeah.
And most of the resident complexes actually
have the concrete thing. Yeah.
And that's actually bad for your knees.
Yeah.
So, what about shoes? I mean, How much credit do you give to your shoes?
They are important, but they are not solely important.
Right.
So, and you are the best judge.
No, I ask because I think companies would want you to believe that they define you, but it's the other way around. You define
them.
your shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
that's why I ask you.
Yeah.
And what's your favorite brand? What makes?
Well, that's okay. I use Asics, and because that has a lot of support for my ankles.
Right.
Yeah, and I have to run long, so of course I need that support.
Right.
Yeah, and they suit me well. So.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a question from Amit about icing or heat. What's your favorite? Or what works for you?
I feel it's icing in the beginning, as soon as you get injured. So for almost like 10-15 days or 2 weeks, it has to be icing. And post that you can start with the heat.
Yeah.
If the injury still persists and still continues.
Yeah, so the science basically says really doesn't matter.
Okay.
That you could be icing it or heating it. If it's making it feel better, why not?
Okay.
So that's one part to it.
Right.
And I go by what the weather's like. So in the winters, I normally stick to heat, telling people, hey, listen, use heat. But then someone like you will come along and say, hey, listen, I like ice.
Right.
It's totally cool.
Okay.
Whichever. Some people talk about alternating between the two, and that works too.
Right.
And my simple advice, probably would remember that part. There are two parts to it: compression and the icing or the heat part. So when you put that ice pack, it should be compressed pretty well, and never put the ice packs directly on the skin.
Okay.
So have something like a shirt, kind of a cloth or a vest.
Okay.
Then have that ice pack. Then compress it well as if it's a firm handshake.
Okay.
So I think that's the thing about icing. And heat. Yes. Okay, so tell me more. So how personal and professional life? You were talking about professional. So you're a professional CA, right?
Yeah, but...
so how does it play out, professional life?
I started with the thought that if my husband wouldn't have been as supportive as he is, and I think probably he would be seeing and watching me right now.
Right.
So I wouldn't have been here.
Right.
So it takes a lot of time on feet, ultra running especially. It takes a lot of time. So you need to have a supportive family. You need to have supportive friends to actually crew you, to pace you for those long hours of training. And I think I'm blessed on that ground.
Excellent.
Yeah. And of course, running is an experience that gives you so much energy that actually that you end up using that energy in your professional life and your personal life. And you master that and use it. So.
Has running helped you in both of them?
Yeah. I used to be not very accepted to the new challenges.
Right.
It's made me more of an explorer. I'm more of an explorer now.
Right.
Accept challenges. It has been a very liberating experience actually.
Right.
Just imagine after a long run, long as in I'm talking about 5 hours or 6 hours, you're a complete different person, right? You're away from those maddening crowd in the competitive world and where it's like so much of competition and you're really entrapped in it, right? Yeah. So after 6 hours, when you're away from all this, you have solutions to your problems. You're clear in your thoughts.
Yes.
It's antidepressant. It's a stress buster, and it gives me a lot of energy.
Yeah. Personal life wise, how has it affected things?
I don't have kids, so that is a...
No, but as a relationship, sorry, I wasn't asking for the negatives, I was asking for the positives.
So, I understand with the running mothers, it's like additional thing which you have to take care of. Yeah. I'm blessed or whatever, so I don't have kids, but see, I have a supportive husband, so...
No, so do you think yourself, you become more supportive of him too, or you're more understanding maybe? I mean, those were the things I was looking for.
So I have a weekend husband.
Right.
And I understand...
What does that mean?
So he's not there from Monday to Friday. So he comes on Friday evening flight and leaves on Monday morning.
Awesome.
So,
what a life you have, huh?
Yeah. So, but the thing is I understand that passion to work.
Right.
I understand his passion for money.
Right.
I understand his passion for real estate. Right? So, and he'll kill me for this. But it's
his kick.
Yeah. So this is how it is. So initially I used to be those nagging wives calling up, where are you? I haven't you reached. So these days it's like, okay, his flight is late for 2 hours. Let me go for a run.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So things have really improved. Things have really, and it's good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Another question from Mohit, and this is really targeted at you. As runners, it's difficult to accept the doctor's advice to rest for 15 days or more. how difficult is it for you to mind that your body needs rest? And how do you program your mind to accept your injured and take recovery?
Don't get frustrated. Don't
Yeah.
get frustrated.
Yeah.
Don't try to come back to form or cover up that training period
Totally.
after the recovery part.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
training loss is training loss. Don't think that I need to recover. I need to cover up that training. Need to go that
Yeah.
rehab properly.
Yeah.
Go stepwise.
Yeah.
Don't once your doctor says okay, good to go. It's not that tomorrow you go and run 20 kilometers or a half marathon.
Yeah.
So take it slowly, take it steadily.
Yeah.
And again, I would say the persistence and consistency is the key to it.
Yeah. I think discipline is the biggest one, right?
Yep.
That running
Yep.
gets to you, and
Yeah.
discipline could be patience.
Yeah, patience. Patience
Right.
is the yeah.
I mean, especially when you do your races,
Yeah.
or when you do 48-hour run,
Yep.
you can't start at 4 kilometers per hour.
You cannot. You cannot. Yeah.
I mean, you have to start.
So
slow.
here I would really like to mention that young girl
Yeah.
who finished her ultra. She's
Jyotsna.
Yes, 17. Man,
Yeah,
I
Jyotsna.
mean, it's not about that she finished it. It's
Yeah.
about the patience that girl had it for like those many hours.
To
And
pace
it's-
it, right? To
yes.
pace it.
I mean, hats off. She must be here and like great going girl, really great. Girl.
Totally,
Yeah.
because 19 hours, 40 odd minutes is what
I
she
mean,
did.
imagine-
So she used the time really well.
Yeah,
Okay, and
yeah.
that's again discipline as a
Discipline, yeah. Not being impulsive, disciplined, persistent. Okay, the finish line will come. So, yeah. And 17 years old, doc. I mean,
Totally.
yeah.
No, but then I was getting those messages saying, but she's only 17, how did you allow her?
That's a race director's choice, I think, right?
No, I knew her background. I
Okay.
knew her background. I knew what she was capable of. I mean, I let her in because she had qualified in Garhwal, so she had
Yeah.
done the 74 kilometers.
Right. And you would have seen her running the way
Yes.
she is.
Yeah. So it's one of those things that
the
numbers.
trajectory is seen, yeah.
Yeah. So because what happens is when masses are running, fair enough. You have to have rules that take care of the 20,000.
Right.
But if you know an individual, it's a different issue suddenly.
Right,
So
yeah.
I mean, our run doesn't have thousands of runners, so it's easy.
Yeah.
Cool, Meenal. It was great having you
Thank
over.
you, Doc. Thanks.
Thank you
It's
so
lovely.
much.
Thank you,
Right?
Doc. Thank you. Thanks a ton.
Folks, so we'll carry on. Look out for our next article in Mint next Tuesday, and we'll be back with our Facebook Live next Tuesday again. All right. Take care. Bye.